Despite its placement as the first word on a video's title, I only use the verb ranking because it's empirically more popular than the word reviewing. But if your intention to know my rankings too tall, or if you don't want to go through a 6-part rambling of my favorite comedy show, you can go here. So in this series, I'm going to go over each episode in the order of which they were aired. I am not the Anthony Fantano of comedy television, but I will try my best to review every episode from every standpoint possible as thoroughly as possible. I will conclude each episode with an arbitrary scoring system on a scale from 1 to 10. Although the scores will reflect my opinions on the quality of an episode, their main purpose is to make the ranking less of a pain in the ass. My ass. Speaking of ass, Community's most distinctive characteristic depends on who you ask. But to me, it's what it's about. Community is not a show about life in college, or real people with real emotions, or how our stories have been streamlined to a handful of marketable formulas. Those things are major parts of the show, but really, it's about creativity. And that's why Community doesn't get stale by the episode, even though every one of them follows a 2,000 years old story structure. What kept us, or at least me, watching is the inventive shit they continually come up with to do their stories. It's how intelligent, elaborate, and stylistically fresh the comedy is, how the jokes are written with the characterizations in mind.
I'm volunteering at the animal hospital.
Animal hospital? The animals are the patients. That makes sense.
Yeah,
Not
Dr.
only
Seuss
was that
funny.
joke funny, it's entirely in Troy's character to realize something that obvious so lately. While his enthusiasm hearing the phrase animal hospital is another bit of heart added to Troy's character by Donald Glover's performance. And despite many jokes and some whole episodes being about things from other things, they're distanced from cheap spoof like this because they understand what makes the things that they took work and how to make it work in their own show.
Can we stop walking in slow-mo now?
20 more yards.
You guys are walking in slow-mo?
While the storytelling is emotionally genuine and tight. As the foundation to the casting and the acting, we are compelled to care about these characters as if they're real people with real emotions with real problems, even if they are exaggerations of actual people. And the diversity of the cast practically allows them to explore all sorts of interesting drama and comedy through unlikely and likely pairings. But the decision to not be a three-wall set sitcom like the biggest ones of all time, or to not be a mockumentary sitcom like the biggest ones of that time, might just be their technical best. Because they have no reason to limit the comedy to one-liners separated by laughing tracks, or crash zooms, etc. etc.
Did you just mispronounce etc.?
Yes, they can do that, but they can do a whole lot of other things you can't find or just can't do in a regular sitcom nor most comedies.
Each night I will think of you and rub, praying for the night fate will find us rubbing together.
That's all for the foreplay, and I'm assuming most of you have choked on my impeccable boringness and skill of stalling, or have clicked away to watch another better produced series. But if you haven't, and thank you if you haven't, let's get into it.